Good evening, my dear students. Let us start with today's discussion on our SAP material management module. And as you know that this material management module is a part of each and every industry today, though it may be a logistic industry, it may be a manufacturing, or it may be any service industry like IT sectors. We need this material management module. So let us first understand why this SAP module is important. Okay, see that today I'm going to introduce you one of the resource where you will be able to find out the various details in very simpler manner, as well as I'm going to explain you with the help of the practical windows, okay, which are you are going to face later on your SAP logon. Okay, so let me share my screen and let me start today's business here. Okay, I'm going to share the entire screen. Yeah, my dear student, is it visible to you? Please confirm, anyone.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah, see that you are getting a lot of resources online, but I'm very clear here. Okay, please refer the particular this resource. I'm just going to share its link in your chat as well, so it will be available for each and everyone for further their own exploration. See, this particular link I have been given here in a chat box. You can check it and you can move ahead with that. Okay, it is available for your use, no issue. But let me start. I'm going to refer these resources and I'm going to define everything to you. See, you are studying this SAP module. Okay, I'm here on this tutorialscard.com. So before starting, I would like to give the credit to them for providing us these really beautiful and very nicely organized notes. So I'm just going to use them as a part of my session. Similar notes have been used for SAP ABAP module as well. Okay, so everyone knows the stands for your material management. Okay, but I want to focus where exactly we need this material management. See, it is used in a procurement process, means in a purchase process, in vendor master data to maintain your all the very vendors, means who are the suppliers for your industry, their details. Okay, in the form of master data and various material resources of a company. See, company does not deal with only the final finished product. They deal with everything from the raw material or raw components up to its intermediate components and then final product. Okay, so it's a point. So just take an example like your any vehicle. Okay, when the vehicle is built or manufactured, we know that vehicle is not directly in the final shape. Okay, initially maybe its chassis is created or manufactured, then wheels are a different stories, then its interior is a different story, exterior is different stories. Okay, gearbox, then it's rest of the parts of the engine, all are bring together and then we get a final product as a car. Okay, so definitely what exactly your this material management is doing, it actually deals with all these components, various components. We starts from the purchasing of any component up to that final finished good, okay, or finished product. So very, and then why we are, it is used in a SAP. See that SAP actually is a software, now everyone knows that. So with the help of this material management, what you do, actually you records all the transactions that related to your goods or material on a regular basis. Means whatever is the day-to-day transactions happen. Now please understand what do you mean by transaction. Okay, in ABAP module also I explained this concept transaction. So all of you please understand, transaction means one of the operation, one of the window is in execution in that SAP logon software. Now you may say that, sir, what do you mean by the one of the window is in execution in that SAP logon software? See, right now all of you observe here on my this particular screen itself, there are the various tabs are opened. Okay, like here post attendee zoom, then session link, then again these other tabs are open. So right now we are here with this tutorialcard.com. So I can say I am in which transaction, I am in this tutorialcard.com web page transaction, means only this page is right now in execution. See, rest of the tabs are available but they are not in execution. Okay, so it is just like one operation, one function is in execution, that is known as transaction. And the details of such each transaction, which or whatever the operation you do related to the goods or materials on a regular basis. See, material means what? It may be a raw material, and goods may be again related to the various your items or ingredients or elements related to your particular product. See, here you can take any product in your mind. Suppose I'm talking about the computer manufacturing industry, then it may have the various raw material there. They have to integrate everything together. Okay, suppose I'm talking, just take an example of a sugar factory. For sugar factory, what are the different the materials are required? See, it starts from the raw sugar cane. Okay, where various from various farm that sugar can come up to the factory. But when it come to the factory, whether directly we get a sugar, no. See that, then that sugar cane is get chopped, it is get produced in the form of material as a juice. Okay, then again some chemical reactions are happen on that juice, again another material is prepared from that. Then from that material, when some sulfur and anything is added as a chemical part in that sugar cane, then that your means liquid juice of that sugarcane is get crystallized in the form of crystals. So again, that is another material is prepared. So at every stage, whatever is happening now, that is recorded with the help of your this material management. So it is very important statement they have been said here. Everyone, please understand, your SAP MM module helps to implement the supply chain management. Please understand, it is used to implement the supply chain management in your organization. And why is it required? Because it is enable us to control the inventory management, your forecast customer demand, as well as on what basis you do it. You are definitely going to do it based on your supply chain. See now, that sugar factory, when they are producing the sugar, okay, it again depend on the cost of that produced sugar or produced product is depend on the demand of the customer, right? So we know that is today the sugar is in market is about 35 rupees per kg. So it is a good cost that it is available for that sugar. So like this for each and every product, it may be in a food, it may be in a logistic, it may be in your any shipping industry or anywhere, that is going to be managed with the help of your material management. See, when you do it, see that along with your material management, see, it is very important, all of you, your material management module can be integrated with various modules of your SAP, like your production planning, financial accounting and controlling, that is FICO, and quality management, warehouse management, as well as your sales and distribution. So it means if you are expert with MM module, definitely you are getting a flavor of other which modules, PP module, SD module, QM module, warehouse management. See, it is very important because these are the models associated with it. So tomorrow, once you become SAP MM certified, okay, automatically now you are having the base for this remaining module. So if tomorrow there is a requirement in the industry, though you are MM module certified, and if there is some task related to the warehouse management, so you should not say no, I don't know anything. You should take a chance to move into that, and that will help you a lot. Okay, so it's very important your all these modules are integrated. Okay, and because of that, what happened now, because of this integration, see, your this MM module actually enables the replication of transactions that are processed in other SAP MM module. See, it's very important you have to understand which module you are studying and why are you studying. Okay, it is making the replication of various transactions. So definitely in your MM module, you will come across with various transaction codes which are associated with other modules as well. Okay, see, what is the transaction code? Transaction code are the codes used by or used in your SAP logon software to start any particular your SAP window immediately. Now just take an example. I just want to start your material management window. Then do you know that which particular transaction code you need to use? Okay, so you have to go, and where you have to enter that transaction code? You have to enter that transaction code in the command field. So you should know what they mean by the command field, where it is available on my SAP login window. Okay, if you found that, then how to operate it? When I put suppose my transaction code, see, it is just shortcut. Okay, understand? Just like suppose I want to do the copy operation, then what is the way? Suppose all of you see here, I'm just going to show you the notepad example if it is there. Am I audible, student? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see that. Suppose I'm opening here one of the window, right? Net. Just a minute. Huh? It may be and here. Okay, I'll just see that in this docs. Okay, in this particular document file, if I want to do something, okay, let it open. Because of the network issue, okay, I may not be able to open it immediately, but see, okay. Yeah, it is opening that, still it is opening. Okay, Okay, this here, if I'm typing, yeah, okay. I'll stop sharing for a minute and 1 second we'll be back. Yeah. Yeah. Let's open this document, but yes. Sometime we may be in very fast mode, and that may not be a network speed is supporting here. Okay, no issue. Let it be normalized. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Yes. I'm sharing once again. Don't worry. Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of documents in this particular file. So yeah, see that, let it open, but see that it is just very simple thing. I was talking what is a transaction code. See, transaction code is just a shortcut, just like shortcut keys we used on your keyboard. Suppose I want to copy the contents, I just make use of what? Control C. Suppose I want to paste the content, then I'm not using control P, I'm using control V there. Okay, suppose I want to select the entire material on my screen, then I'm using control A. So like this, in your SAP, there are the various transaction codes used by each module, and your module is also using the same. See, but before starting the study of your module, I would like to show you what is the organization structure of your SAP It means that each consultant must know these 6 terminologies. Okay, the first one is your client, second is your company code, next is your plant, purchase organization, storage location, and purchasing group. Okay, so it's very important, you should know this entire SAP organization structure: client, company code, plant, then purchasing organization, your storage location, these many. Okay, now what exactly these points? See, when I'm saying a client, actually it is the highest level of your organizational unit. Okay, it means it is the highest level of record where everything related to that particular organization is stored in the form of various tables, in the form of its master copy. So I can say it is the heart of that particular organization where each and every detail of that organization are stored. And generally your SAP basis client or SAP basis consultant actually creates the client code. See, that's why you might be seen even in your training also, a number of time that trainer might be entering the company code like 100. So by default that company code is used for customization purpose or to for the training purpose as 100, but it is created only once by whom? By your SAP basis consultant. So as a consultant, you have to see that whether this kind of code is available there or not for that organization. And definitely when you be a part of any organization, they share these details with you. Second thing, when I'm talking about the company code, see, company code is a unique code, but what exactly it is? See, it is again a separate legal entity, or you can say an account department of that organization. So what they do all the financial transactions with respect to that company code. So they are maintaining your entire balance sheet, or I can say entire financial transactions of any company. Okay, so that company code is also prepared and it is kept unique there. Okay, it is very clear, and you are going to deal with that part as well. Okay, another point, that plant means what? It is a place or location where your all the activity, it is, I can say it is your manufacturing unit, it is your production unit or service, or we can say various other maintenance facilities you do. It is just like, suppose you are a part of the industry, okay, where a lot of such manufacturing processes, service or maintenance things are happening, then I'll say that is a plant. Okay, so plant in other way also, you can take a location of that company where everything is happened, or location of industry where everything is happening there. Okay, then we have to understand ki what do you mean by the purchasing organization. See, purchasing organization or purchase organization is what? It is your physical organizational unit, or in other word, I'll say it is your purchase department of that particular company or that industry, who is responsible for what? Their main job is what? Procurement of goods, means they are purchasing the various raw materials as well as the services for an organization from the vendors. So it means when I'm saying yes, you want to manufacture something, then what are the things required? All that raw material is to be purchased through that purchase department. And at the same time, what are the different services you want? Take an example of the college itself. Okay, see, as an professional college, engineering college, what things are required? Let us take an example. Okay, we need the very in the college or in institute, okay, the various facilities. Like suppose I'm saying I want to conduct a class, then I need a classroom. Okay, but when I'm saying a classroom, but is it only the classroom? No, we need their sitting arrangement for the student. We need the various electricity facilities over there. We need maybe the LCD projector. See, are you getting me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so we need all these facilities, and to who is going to purchase them? Definitely the purchase department in an organization is going to purchase it. So that particular organizational unit is known as your purchasing organization. So tomorrow if you get a question in an interview, what do you mean by the purchasing organization? See, it is not any separate company or entity. It is the one of the unit, one of the sub unit in your organization who do the job of purchasing of raw material or goods as well as various services you require. See, when I'm talking about this college as an institute, okay, even take an example, this SAP training program itself, a service is taken from whom? It is taken from SAP India. Getting my point? So these kind of services are made available for an organization. Various raw materials are made and available for an organization by this particular purchasing organization or organizational unit. And from whom? From different vendors, and their details are also maintained by them. See, storage location means what? It is again a subdivision of your plant. Please understand, it is not a subdivision of your organizational purchasing unit. It is subdivision of your plant where the materials are maintained and stored. Means all the material whatever is purchased, it is kept over there, then it is recorded properly and it is sent to the respective department or unit in that sense. Okay, they are sending it. Suppose you are in a pharmaceutical industry. Okay, then in pharmaceutical, what is the most important? The various chemicals. So you may require some HCl kind of chemicals and other drug material. Then each and every drug material, whenever they required, actually they take it from whom? See, they do not directly contact to the purchasing organization. Purchasing organization purchase it, no issue, from the vendor, but they forward it to whom? To the your storage location. And from the storage location, okay, that plant, that particular organizational unit is getting the material details and then they maintain it. After this, see, one more is there. There is a difference between purchasing organization and purchasing group. See, what exactly this purchasing group is doing? It is a group of person or employees of that industry who are actually responsible with the materials that are being purchased in an organization. So what they do? They are actually responsible to do this procurement process. And because of that, okay, they are able to keep the track of all these things. When there is a demand, when there is a need of supply, when there is a need of calling the quotation, when there is a need of to manage those quotations or to negotiate with them, everything is defined by this purchasing group. See, when I'm saying purchasing group, actually what they do, they are assigned to a respective material master. Means when any material is purchased, any good is purchased in the industry for further processing, what they do? They assign a particular material master to it, and based on that material master only the further operations are carried out. So it's very important. I hope now you are clear with all these, the basic terminologies of your organization structure. So my dear students, please understand, you are going to first of all understand what do you mean by a client, what do you mean by a company code, what is the plant, then what are the different services, or I can say processes, are available with the plant, and their entire maintenance you are going to do with the help of this SAP MM module, with the help of your SAP logon software. Now in this scenario, if you observe this SAP MM organization structure carefully, you will come to know that yes, first I must know what they mean by the client, how to deal with that company code. Okay, then where exactly I'm going to create a purchasing orders, and then I'm going to handle all this data, right? So for this purpose, we are going to move ahead. See your SAP MM syllabus content, which you have been already seen, but I'm just making to clear key where exactly you have to study and where you have to focus. First, you will focus on your SAP MM organization structure. Okay, once again, recall that organization structure. Now I'm not going to show you that diagram, but recall it like this. First, you are starting with your what? Yes.
Organization structure.
No, organization structure is okay, but what is the first in that organization structure? Is it a plant?
Client.
Huh?
Client.
Yes, it is a client. See, client, then company code, then your plant, then in the inside the plant there is a purchasing organization. Then for the purchasing organization there is the purchasing group. Okay, then again you are having even storage location over there. Okay, see that. So if you want to first understand the entire organization structure, see, it's like for any business, understand, for any business this organization structure, see, it is a standard way of organizing the structure. If you see today, even I don't know how many you have been tried to register your own company online, but Maharashtra or central government has given one of the way. With your Aadhaar card itself you can register for the company. That is best by using your Udyam Aadhaar or Aadhaar Udyam website. Okay, where you have to fill up the data. There is also you are actually getting your company identification number initially. Okay, so it starts with that company code, and by that unique code itself, everywhere you are identifiable on that particular portal. So understand, it's a point, right? Suppose it is just like somebody is born in the family, somebody is born, then what happened? Whether that person or that baby is kept without name throughout the life? No, there is always in our Indian culture there is a small ceremony is going to be happen. Okay, त्याला मराठीत बारसं म्हणतात. You might be heard about this, right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so what is that barsa? It is same. You are defining that code for that particular newly born baby. Okay, suppose somebody is saying, okay, then see that latter names are different, that nicknames are different story, but the name which is given on that day in that ceremony, it is unique for that person throughout the life. Everyone knows, then family members, relatives, everyone knows that yes, that particular newly born baby's name is XYZ. So it is a point. So how once that is done, then how it is performed for company or industry here? So your SAP MM organization structure actually deals with that part. Okay, so let us first understand this SAP MM organization structure. See, this I have been given this particular site in your chat box also. So you can find the details one by one for each and every part of your SAP MM. So let us begin with first part, that is what I have been showing it here, that is your, okay, just a minute, your SAP MM organization structure. Then your yeah, I'll share this PDF also. See that your remaining parts they have been given here. We'll start now. Yes, with the new window. Dear student, just wait because of a network lag. I may have some issue here, but it is coming, no issue. Now let us see. I'm just going to show you how to define plant in your SAP. Means how to start with your first concept in your SAP, right? With the organization structure. Let it be opened. Yeah. So see that we are starting with first point, that is SAP MM enterprise structure. So first is how to define plant in SAP. What is plant? Let us understand once again. See, they have been given plant is an independent physical and highest organizational unit in your MM module. It may be operational unit, it may be your manufacturing unit, or it may be a sales branch of an organization. So that part they are considering as your plant. But I'm here not more interested in this plant. Let us understand the definition of plant is, it is responsible for what? Planning, procurement, distribution of the goods and services to the customer or other resources of an organization under one company code. Okay, so definitely we are going to see what is a one company code or what is that company code. So plant, in a simple word, remember, it is an organization who is responsible to do all the kinds of job. Okay, maybe in terms of manufacturing, in terms of providing the services or selling something. So now I think you are getting an idea. Okay, it means plant can be said to anything, right? Plant can be said to anything. Even now you can say your engineering college itself a plant. Okay, what they do, they provide the various educational services, so it's a plant. Okay, but when I'm saying a plant, then how to create plant in SAP? Now for this purpose you have to go into the technical deep of your SAP itself. Okay, so in this case, when I'm talking about this one, please mute somebody. Amrut. Okay, so in this particular one, when I'm going to now define a plant in your SAP MM module, okay, in your SAP logon, see you need, see that you need these first two parameters. One, it's a request, please, if you are okay, unknowingly you may not be mute. See, I'm requesting Amrut Sapte, will you please mute yourself as well as will you mute your video? Okay, thank you very much. See that when I'm talking about creating a plant in SAP, see that it is given that how to go with this creation of your plant. So they have been given some examples over here. Do not worry. The example is like one plant is TKBL. So what they are saying, they are going to make it clear this is a plant in your Bangalore. One is TKUS, means this plant of that organization is available where in US. So please understand here the last two keywords or two characters are used to just mention the location. Okay, we are not more interested in this. But what is important, please understand everyone. See, you can create your plant by using one of the following navigation method. See, one way is what? All of you please see here. The one of the way, the step one is you can go in a command field, and to create the new plant, you have to use the transaction code OX10. What you have to do? You have to go with this OX10. Once you enter here this transaction code OX10 in the command field, see this is known as command field. When you will open your SAP logon, okay, at the top you will find this particular command field where you have to enter this OX10. And once you enter that, you have to either click on this green tick mark button or you have to hit the enter button from your keyboard. Then once you do that, okay, you will be navigated to directly this much big path. Okay, that menu path means you will start with your SPRO, that is related to your this particular material management. You will go to the IMG. Inside the IMG folder, you will find one more subfolder, that is enterprise structure. Then inside the enterprise structure, you will find one more subfolder, definition. Then inside the definition, you will find one option, that is logistic. And inside the logistics, you have to click on what? General, where you are going to define, copy, delete, and check plant. So this is very huge path, menu path. Okay, but instead of that, what I'm doing, I'm just entering which transaction code to define a plant, OX10. So once you enter that, see if somebody wants more information on the transaction code, a few days before I have been made a clear video on a transaction code. You can search it on my channel. That video is available. You just go through the details. You will get an idea about each and every transaction code, why, how, and when this is to be used. That I have been explained in that video. Okay, see when you enter this, okay, once you enter this, you will get one of the new I can say transaction window. What is that transaction window name? Change view. And what is here? Plants. What change view you are getting? Plants overview. See now, all of you please understand here, you have to click on which button? New entry. Okay, you will click on which button? New entry. And then why you are clicking on it? To define the new plant code as per the organizational requirement. Once you click it, you will find here the plant name initial is GG01. Okay, and name you can specify from your end. Now you may have the question, sir, why that plant name is started with ZZ or GG01? My dear friends, please remember, in your when as a consultant or initial beginners, you are practicing with this SAP logon. See, you are not authorized to do any changes with your actual SAP data or your system data of your SAP software. See, everywhere this is happened. Okay, I would like to, okay, and then so what this SAP logon software is doing, actually it is preventing you as a practitioner, it is preventing you to modifying their actual or existing system data. So what they have been given, they have given one provision where you can practice, and whenever you are practicing and to define that, yes, it is a customer or user data, they are always starting that user data nomenclature with either Y or Z character. You may get the question in your interview, why it is started with Y or Z? Because it defines your customer customized space. So you can modify, you can change, you can define, you can delete that data. No, then there is no problem with this if it is defined with this Z. But if you go with the system data, okay, usually system data comes with its own way. Okay, then it is a problem for that software as well. So to avoid it, they have given us this particular choice. Okay, see, I know that few are more expert than me, they can even answer more better on this part, but this is clear understanding that yes, we need to do this particular job. Okay, so to define a new plant, which transaction code is required to fill in the command field? OX10. Once you enter, then where you are going? You are going on your change view plants overview screen or transaction. Then in that, to give or to define the new plant, which button is supposed to be pressed? New entry. Once you press the new entry, you will get or you will be able to enter that particular details. Now which details you have to enter? See that the first detail, once you click it here to enter that name and all, first, okay, plant, this first detail you will enter plant. What is that? This is 4-digit key that identifies the plant in SAP. So further onward, whenever you want to identify a particular plant, like that Bangalore plant, so what is the code is used for that? TKBL. So whenever you will find in any transaction, in any table, TKBL, you have to understand, it is related to that plant which is associated in a Bangalore office or in that Bangalore area. Suppose it is TKUS, then it is US plant where this material is supposed to be required. Okay, see, then before that, what you do? After this, giving the plant details, 4 key or 4 digits key, you enter the descriptive name of a plant. Why there is a need of descriptive name? Because it is just like a kind of note, a kind of description available by which as any particular programmer or consultant can understand, okay, this plant TKBL is associated with this Bangalore plant. So its short description is available there. See here, description is like a tooltip text. So do you know that what is a tooltip text? Just taken here. Have you observed on my screen, whenever I take my mouse pointer on these particular tabs, see, it shows me this tab is related to whom? Google Docs, docs.google.com. See, without opening, I'm able to see the contents here. Okay, just I have been open now. Okay, just a minute. Yes. Yeah, see that now again, if I go here, this is zoom tab, I'm able to get that tooltip text. So like this, to get the description of any plant, you need this plant name is expected. See, this is your step number 3 in this case. Step number 4 is what? Then based on that given details, you have to update your all the required and mandatory details in the address screen. See, it is very important. You are not yet started any material management operation, but you are defining what? Its transaction codes, or you are defining the plant details. See, this is the beginning step, very beginning of any your SAP MM module details. Okay, you need to define a plan. But what happened in most of the industries, already these details are defined. So your job starts later on. Okay, but you should know this is a procedure. So tomorrow, if you get a question in your interview, will you tell us the scenario how to define a plant? Then you have to give all these steps one by one. Okay, sir, first we'll make use of either menu path or transaction code OX10. Once it is done, then in the change view, plant view, we can give the name to the plant, unique 4-digit name, then its description. Once it is given, we have to update the details in its address. So what are you going to update? Okay, see, then when you are updating the details in your step number 4, it happens like this on your SAP window. Are you getting? I'm trying to show you actual SAP login screens here. My dear students, please understand, when you will open you tomorrow your SAP login, actual hands-on you will start, you will get the same windows over there. Okay, so in this case, what you do, you will again ensure your title, is it a company or any other service? So, okay, then its name is available, then you can fill the rest of the details, but you have to choose clearly the company. Okay, that company is IN for India, it is selected, and suppose everything is done, you can either click on this green tick mark, or you can hit the enter button from your keyboard. See, just for what purpose? See, click on save button, then choose the customizing request and save the configured plan detail. See, to do this, what you need, okay, you have to just either you click on that save button, and then you have to go with your this particular new window. Now what happened on the new window? See, to go for the new window, either you have to press button F8, means from the keyboard, then you can create your other plant. Just like you have been created the previous plant, you can add one more plant details in the similar fashion. Again, what you will do, you will give the plant details in short, then name to that plant as a description. Once it is given, again what you will do, you will edit this particular plant details to give its address. Now once your plant is defined, okay, see, then you are going to do the next step. What is the next step? After defining the plant, you have to go with the company code, and I already said company code generally it's again a unit or a space on your this SAP logon where various financial related details of that particular plant or company are organized or managed. Okay, so what it do? See, to do this, you need the transaction code like TK01. Okay, so here they have been given TK01 as a TK Software Limited, but what exactly this? See, what is the company code in your SAP module? I already said, see, it is company code is an independent organizational unit which is registered under Companies Act 1956. My dear student, just studying is not enough. You should know what are the different components associated. Here, they have been given the Companies Act 1956. But my question to all of you, have you tried to find out exactly what is the Company Act 1956? You will get more and more details about it. See, then, it is what is important when you define a plant, the definition of a company code in SAP is mandatory. Means without company code, you cannot do any material management operations with respect to that company. And what is mandatory again? See, or it is compulsory to create at least one company code for implementing your SAP financial accounting module. So without company code, you cannot do even the financial details or operations on that. So to do that, see that the one of the way in your SAP login software is that first you go on your SAP navigation, then select the folder as SPRO IMG, then in that go for the enterprise structure, then definition, then financial accounting, and then start edit option over there. Okay, this is the first way. And what is the another way, shortcut way? OX10 was used to define a plant in SAP, that transaction code. Okay, I hope you got that. Now OX02 is used to create or to define your company code. So with the help of this transaction code OX02, you are going to define your company code. But when I'm going to define a company code, what I need the help of a database table. Okay, so for that, here they are going to use a database table as T880. Let us understand what are these points. Okay, see, in this one, the first point is, first you will enter your transaction code as OX02 on your SAP logon. Okay, you will hit your enter button or this green tick button. Then you will come to your next window. That window name is change view company code overview. So inside this particular window, again you will find the new entry, and by clicking on this new entry tab, or what you will get, you need to update the following things. See that what are the things you need to update? You have to first give the company code. Please understand what do you mean by the company code. It is 4 digits alphanumeric code that identifies company in SAP. See, in your SAP software there are n number of companies, but to identify each company they are providing this particular alphanumeric code. Then once it is given, what you do, you have to update the company name. It may be any company name that you want to give. Okay, then, or if you are associated with that company, its name can be given. Then city, enter the name of city in which the company is located. Are you getting my point? These are the initial settings you have to do before. Suppose imagine you have been deployed in one of the plant of the company, suppose in Pune. Then that in that company they are going to implement SAP. So already in other branches, suppose SAP is available. So right now their plant is where? In Pune. So how they will identify that Pune's plant? With the help of definition of plant. Okay, they have been given name, address of that plant. Okay, now after this they have to access, or they have to do all the transactions, maybe the financial related purchasing of various good items, raw material, everything. If they want, then definitely they will come to you and they will ask, okay, as a consultant, tell us what we should do. Then you have to give an idea. Okay, you have to create a company code. Without that you can't work. Okay, then for that purpose you have to give them an steps. Okay, first you define your company code, give your company name, city in which that company is located, country where exactly your company. Okay, then after this you can go for currency. What is a currency in that particular company? See, you may feel that, sir, why there is a need of currency? It's okay now we are in India, but there is, suppose somebody is from outside want to be connect with your company, you want to sell some material in that country as an import or export operation, then definitely there would be a problem with the currency. So to avoid that, you have to set even your currency. See, what is the currency of your own country? It may be in rupees, it may be in euro or dollar, that you have to define. Then language, by default the language is taken here as a English. So see that you are entering these details, first company code, then your company name, then additional information you are filling like city, then your country, then here your currency you are filling, and then language you can select. So you might be able to observe, yes, there is one button is given, okay, double icon. Just you have to double click on that and you will get complete list of various languages. So here we are keeping by default language as a EN. Okay, then after updating your all these fields, you have to just click on a save button. Okay, and you can move ahead. See that once you save, click on that save button, you will be prompted by the system for this new screen. Okay, and in that what you do, you update the full address of that company. Again you update all the required address field details of the company, and then you will press enter to save the data. It may be like PO box and other things. Okay, so in this way you are able to activate all the detail, right? So this is the complete screen I have been just highlighted for your reference. Okay, I'll just take it above. Yeah, so this way you are able to fill up all the details in that, and you are going for next step. See, then when you go for the next step after this, okay, after entering all these details, now you have to get the transport request number. See, it is also available in that. So when you enter this transport request number, okay, or you are getting this directly from your that SAP. So it is prompt for customizing request. So this is the request. So further onward, all the operations related to this plant, with the help of this particular your transport request, you will be able to handle. See, then its description is given. See that they are saying now, based on this you are able to create successfully your company code. See, up till now we have been seeing two steps in your module. First is defining a plant, second is defining your company code. Now once it is done, the next step you have to do. See, it's very important. I'm trying to show you step by step the details, because these are the details expected from any consultant. And now if you want to start your own business also, you should get an idea, hey, these are the cycles. This way I have to do the first defining of my plant, or I have to define my organization. Then based on that I have to get some company code, so it will be uniquely identified in entire world. Okay, now if I'm having the company code, then what to do? See, how to assign now your company code to the company in SAP. So it's very important that you have to assign that code, okay, that company in SAP. See, because of that, what is going to be happen, your that company code now is accessible in your SAP logon wherever you want to do that. Okay, it is not like that. Just defining the company code is not enough. You have to assign it. See, that's why in our real life also, if that baby is getting the name, then it is not kept private by that family members. It is published. They are calling the various relatives and they are giving to them. So everyone later on come to know that yes, this is a particular person from this family. Now you may have the question, or this question you will get 100% in interview also. Why are you assigning that company code to the company in SAP system? So it is very important. The link between company and company code in SAP is established through a assignment of company code to company. And how you can do it? See, for that, you have to make use of now another transaction code, that is OX16. Once again, I am repeating, OX10 is used to define a plant. Then what is used to define a company code? Tell me. Which code we have been seen for company code? Yes, students.
OX02.
Yes, OX02. Right. Similarly, to now assign the company code to the company in SAP, we are going to use OX16. See that. See, my dear student, these are the two different options. Again, I'm telling you, when you get SAP logon access, try to go with the both the ways. You will find the first way is very longer, but second way is very smaller and very shortcut. Just use OX16. Now, when you are going to use OX16, what you will do? You will put it in a command field. You will press this green button or you will hit that icon. Then on change view, now see that I'm showing now next transaction window, that is change view. What is that in change view? Assign company code to company in SAP. So this arrow is saying that to company. So what you are doing, see, what is your company code we created previously? TK01. Now you may have the question, sir, how I will get this company code? For that purpose, please observe carefully again. Here there is like a 2 square button. Just click on that, and in the list of various company codes you will find your created company code, that is TK01, and then just press this particular your green button. See what it do. See, in this you have to click on position button, that already you have been done. Then give your company code key. What is my company code key? TK01. This is the position button. Please understand that two types of square. Okay, now your company code displays at the window. Now when it is displayed, okay, see here there is a position button. Then now you have to update your company key like this, TKART, in the given field. So see that here you will be able to observe carefully. What is your company code? TK01. What is your company name? This TK Software Limited, means it was your first plant you created. Okay, and for that plant, now this company name is assigned, or you have been updated your company key as TKART. See, after assignment of your company code to the company, you have to just click on a save button and you have to save everything there. To do that, at the top you will find this kind of button, that is floppy kind of button. Just click on it and you can come out. Okay, so here at the top you might be observed these buttons. So here it is a save button. Okay, so just you have to press it and you have to come back. Okay, once you do this, right, your which job is done? Assignment of your company code to the company in SAP. In other words, I want to say that assignment of company code to the plant in SAP logon software. It is done. So we have been seeing 3 transaction codes so far. Let us revise it. First one was your OX what? 10. Second is OX02. And third is OX16. So OX10 to define a plant, OX02 to define a company code, and OX16 is to assign that company code to the company or to assign that company code to the plant. Okay, so these are the initial configuration you are doing. My dear student, it is just like, okay, if I'll ask you everyone right now, will you able to set the date and time in your mobile phone? I know that everyone will say, yes sir, I know how to do that. How to set date and time in my mobile phone? I will go to the settings, then I will may go to the display somewhere. I may find date and time setting, then I will select date and time, and then I will save everything. Once I will save everything, automatically date and time will be updated in my mobile. Even if I'll ask you right now, can you do the same job for this particular computer? How to change or how to save the date and time? You may say, sir, go in your tray, okay, in this transaction, or I can say this launch bar, task bar, click on this date and time which is highlighted here. Once you click, see that now you will see the calendar over here. You select the particular date which you want to set, you click on this particular timing, you will be able to modify it and then save it. So same thing we have been done. We have been just created a plant, we have been created a company code, and that company code is assigned to that plant, and we have been saved everything at the last by clicking on this save button. Okay, then if you go to the next to this topic, hope you people are understanding my language. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. See, I've been shown it very purposefully to all of you because you have to get an ideas. Okay, there are the various transaction code right now. Okay, we have been shifted from MM to FI here. Okay, I think we are in FI right now. Okay. Okay, so this, yeah. Again, I'll take you back on our MM. Yes, this one I was using. So we have done define a plant in SAP, then define the company code, then assign the plant to company code. Okay, these operations we have been performed so far. Then how to define purchasing organization in an SAP. So how you will go for creating what your organizational unit, which is responsible for what? Procurement of material and services from your external vendors or your internal various plants. See, internal plants means in an organized there may be different plants. So from each plant, if you are getting some material and you have to manage it, then definitely you need what? Your purchase organization. See, whether are you you have done any operation still related to your actual material management? No, we are just initializing everything, we are just setting up everything. It is just like you purchase the new mobile. Initially, you know that there is hardly that by default Windows is available, there are no any apps available. Then as a user, what you do, you first set your account, then you download various apps which you require, and then you start using your mobile phone. Same thing we are doing. Okay, there is a new plant, so we have been define it, we have been assign a code to it. Okay, now that plant is ready, but now I have to define its internal units also. So which internal unit I required? Measure one, purchase one. So I'm going to define now what is that purchase organization in this SAP. See, when you are talking about this purchase organization, so is it a single unit or is it only one entity in your organization? Then no, there are the different details or types of purchasing organization. What are they? They have been given here. See that plant specific or local purchase organization. Second is cross plant organization, purchase organization. Then cross company code purchase organization and central purchase organization at company. Apart from that, here it is also required a reference purchase organization and standard purchase organization. And because of these various types of purchase organization, you have to go in more depth about this procurement process. See, when you are now going to create your purchasing organization, you have to decide whether is it a plant specific or local purchase, is it a cross plant purchase, is it a cross company code purchase, is it a central purchase, is it a reference purchase or standard purchase organization. You have to define very clearly. So here, see that one purchasing organization can be assigned to only one company code, but one company code can have one or more your purchase organizations in SAP. Okay, like cross company, cross purchase organizations can be assigned at plant level only. Now how it is done, let us see this. See, to do that, okay, we have been taken the example, they have been said now how to define the purchase organization step by step. First, the purchase organization name is given, suppose TKPO. Okay, it is a purchase organization of our previous company, that is TK Bangalore plant. Okay, where we have been given some code to it. Okay, so related to this, we are creating this TK software purchase organization. So what it is done, to do this job, you have to use now another transaction code, that is OX08. If you don't want to use this transaction code, then see that this way you have to follow the menu path. They have been given complete menu path. Like first go to your SPRO. Okay, then your SPRO is a first short code you have to follow. For what purpose? It is SAP customizing implementation guide. Then inside this SAP customizing implementation guide folder, go to your enterprise structure. Inside the enterprise structure, see, now you are here in enterprise structure. Then inside that, what you have to do, you have to go where you have to go for your material management, means this subfolder material management. And then inside the material management, you have to now start with this maintain purchase organization, where you have to go maintain purchase organization. And the same job in single your transaction code you can do for this OX08. With the help of this transaction code, you can directly switch to your main which window, directly maintain purchasing organization with OX08. Once you enter that, again there is, see that now you may feel, array, in defined plant also there was a new entry, in defined company code also there was a new entry. Similarly, in defining even any new purchase organization, or whenever you are creating something new in your SAP, you have to always go for new entries. For which window? New entries. So you are coming here on new entries. Then here on new entries, you are going to enter two details. One is purchase organization. You have to just enter the key that identifies the purchase organization in your SAP. Just here it is given. Just you have to fill up that data and its description to identify what kind of purchase organization it is. Just you enter these two details. Then after that, you just save your details and you click on your save button. Okay, you click on save button and your first purchase organization is created there. See that when you create it, okay, you are going to customizing the request, and when you are customizing that, okay, you will be able to find, yes, this one is customized, okay, and this data is also available with inside with this particular table, right? You click on this particular your green button, check button, and you press enter. You will find your purchase organization is created in your SAP system. This is one of the way to create your purchase organization. Now once it is ready, what you need to do, okay, you have to go to maintain the storage location. See, now if you recall, our organization structure for SAP it was started on first, that is your client, means your actual, or you can say your plant, then your company code, then after the company code, okay, your plant concept were given by them. But after that, we are having the purchase organization, and then purchase, or after the purchasing organization, there is a storage location. So in storage location, what is it? You know that it is your subdivision of your plant, where your entire stock is going to be stored physically, and it is going to maintain within that particular plant. It is just like in our house also, there is always one storage area where you put lot of things over there, okay, which are purchased and available in your house. Okay, and why we need this? See, why we need this storage location in our any company? It is required to maintain at least one storage location for one plant. Okay, and one plant can have the number of storage locations depend on the requirement. They can have n number of storage locations. Okay, so from where the employees of that company can go, they can get the material and they can use it. Okay, so that maintenance, it is just like a maintenance department available, or workshop is available in any company. Okay, see, then how to do that one? To do this particular storage location in SAP, you are going to use the transaction code OX09, and with the help of this OX09, where you will be forwarded, you will be forwarded under the material management to the maintain storage location window, where you will be able to view the like the initial screen, like view cluster maintenance. So in that, you are able to get where is that work area. Now here our work area means that particular plant code or plant name you will be able to see, that is TKBL. Okay, and then you have to just click on that green button. Once you do that, you will come to your new that is storage locations view, where again you have to click on new entries, and as per the storage locations and requirement, you are going to give the details here. Okay, what details? See that in step number 4, the first is SLOC. What is this SLOC? See, it is again 4-digit key that identifies the storage location associated with that plant in the SAP. Okay, again it is 4-digit key. It is just like now here it is given for the plant TKBL, means for Bangalore plant. What is the storage location name? TKRM. Now why it is created? See, its description says that it is created for the raw material. So whatever is the raw material is coming from outside, where it will be stored, in which storage location? In that TKRM. Suppose now you are the consultant and you want to give or you want to assign some raw material to any other employee, then from which location you have to take? So you have to go to the first your company, that plant, TKBL. Then from that TKBL you have to select which storage location, this TKRM, and then only you can assign the raw material to those employees online. So that employee will get on his or her panel, okay, I have been assigned with this raw material, okay, I have been assigned with 10 kg of this particular raw material, 2 kg of this raw material, and then according to that they will prepare the your particular product. Getting my point? This is the point. Okay, see, then you have to just update the description of your storage location. Once you do that, okay, what they expect, see that you will select the storage location, click key, and click on address. So you'll be able to give the address there. Okay, after this, okay, after once you click on address of storage locations, you have to click on new entry. You will give the on this new entry, what you are going to do, you want to update a number of storage location addresses. You can update them one by one. Okay, where you want to update. See, based on that, again you can give the different numbers to them that you can assign with the help of added entries. Okay, where is this? This is my first one. Then again you will update some details like company and its short description. You will save this, and based on that you will be able to create that storage location. My dear students, repeat the transaction codes once again. OX10 to define a plant, OX02 to define a company code, OX0 what, OX16 for what?
Company to company code.
Yes, to assign that company code to company in SAP. And which one we have been seen here? OX09 for what? OX09. It is used, yes, to create or to define the storage location in SAP, right? Okay, so I have been just gone through these many details. My dear students, I hope you understood what I have been said and whatever I have been discussed today. So similarly, I will discuss for next few days with all of you. Okay, I'm just doing it for your betterment here. See, when you will get the actual access to your SAP education console now, you will be able to see the similar kind of details. Okay, and parallelly, see, only those students who will complete their hours as early as possible, or those who are having some hands-on experience, based on your request only, will assign you to that SAP logon, which we are right now getting from the Primus. Okay, so we'll give that particular practice area to you, but it is just I'm expecting you should do some practice, some training first of all. Okay, don't run. Even see this resource, are you getting? I have been shown such a resource where you will keep it open from one side and you can do the practice for other end on that SAP logon. You will be able to do definitely the good practice. Okay, I have, see, I'm actually searching for various new ways by which I can convey you the message. I can give the more and more easy stuff. I hope now whatever I have been talked today or taught today as a part of my discussion, are you happy with that? Let us give me the clear feedback, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so if you are saying yes, definitely I'll continue for all of you. If on one of the day, if it is not possible for me, definitely I'll give the recorded things. See, and try to explore yourself with the current scenario, current businesses. Keep your eyes open while preparing for this. Okay, this is only the request to all of you. Okay, and yeah, if I'll get that SAP logon access even for myself, I will be able to show you practically the things. Okay, so let us prepare with this standard way which is available with this particular tutorial also. No issue. Okay, here they have been taken very small points. See, today itself we have been covered these many points. Define plant, define company code, assign the plant to company code, then define the purchasing organization and maintaining the storage location. Similarly, like defining the purchase organization, there is a defining the purchasing group. Okay, then the other parts are also given by them. Okay, let us we'll finish them and then we'll start with this material master data. Okay, what is this material master data? See, there is nothing very hard or very difficult part here. Just you have to keep in mind one by one the stages and all these transaction codes. Okay, I know that you will 100% able to understand everything, and even you will be able to put yourself in very confident way in front of the interviewers as well. Okay. So with these words for today, I'm going to stop here. I'll just stop sharing my screen.
Sir, I have one question.
Just a minute. Just, yeah, I'll stop recording as well.